Hi all! The world of figure skating is full of different skaters from different countries of the world. And now you will hear the story of a figure skater who is 22 years old, but she has already received all the titles in world figure skating. She is the only one in Russia, and the second in world history who is able to receive all the titles. Meet Alina Zagitova. The future Olympic champion was born on May 18, 2002 in Izhevsk. The figure skater's parents named her in honor of Olympic champion Alina. Zagitova is Tatar by nationality. Her father, Alinas Nasikovich, is involved in sports. He is a former hockey player and still works as a coach. Laysan's mother is engaged in business. She has 3 beauty salons in Izhevsk. Zagitova also has a younger sister, Sabina, who has been figure skating since childhood. However, Alina herself could also end up in rhythmic gymnastics. At the age of 6, the athlete left the ice. However, she soon changed her mind.
At the age of 6, I quit figure skating altogether and went to rhythmic gymnastics. Mom said that I was going there so that I could have a good stretch in figure skating. As a result, they even started putting on a program for me in rhythmic gymnastics. I started asking my mother why they were putting on the program for me and how it would help me in figure skating. And my mother replies that we quit figure skating. I cried a lot after that. As a result, my mother took me to figure skating again.
In 2007, when the Zagitov family lived in Almatevsk, Alina came to the ice for the first time at the age of 4. The future figure skater's first training took place at the City Sports Palace under the leadership of Damira Pichugina. In 2008, after her family moved to Izhevsk, the athlete continued her studies at a children's and youth sports school in the group of Natalia and Tupina. In 2015, Zagitova took a serious step. The skater moved to Moscow and joined Eteri Tutberidzi's group. It was not easy for the 12-year-old athlete to adapt to a new city and coaching team. In addition, she could not get used to the loads that were necessary for further progress. The coach even kicked out her student, but then decided to leave Alina in the group.
I wasn't used to such loads yet. I didn't understand what they wanted from me. But then I started to get some triple jumps. I didn't do them in Izhevsk. And then during training, I broke my hand near the wrist. I went to the competition with a special light splint and also broke my leg. Returned home to Izhevsk with 2 casts, recovering from injuries. Time has passed. The casts were removed. I trained a little in my hometown and went to Moscow. And at the very first training session, Eteri Georgievna told me, "I'm kicking you out." Of course I was upset, but what to do? I switched to another coach at the same skating rink, Anna Tsareva. I am also very grateful to her, because she took me through such a difficult period, but I couldn't do much. Then I decided to return home to Izhevsk. My grandmother and I bought a bouquet, came to Eteri Georgievna to give flowers, thank her and say goodbye. Say, "We are leaving Moscow, thank you for everything." And she says, "Let's try again." Why she made this decision, I don't know. It's probably better to ask her.
As a result, progress was not long in coming. In the 2016 Nasaska 17 season, Zagitova performed for the first time at the stages of the Junior Grand Prix series. She took first place in the first and third in the second, and Alina already won the final, setting 3 world records for points in the short and free programs as well as for the total amount. In the same season, Zagitova won gold at the Russian Junior Championships, at the European Youth Olympic Festival in Turkey, and also became the world champion in her age category. Thus, Alina, in her first and only junior season, won all kinds of titles and set 5 world records. Zagitova also performed at the Russian Adult Championship, where she won silver, losing only to Evgenia Medvedeva. In May 2017, the skater moved to the adult ranks. Alina won her first tournament among adults. It was the Lombardy Cup. Then Zagitova won the stages of the Grand Prix series and qualified for the finals, which she also won in December 2017. After this, Alina won the Russian Championship for the first time and received the right to compete at the main competitions of the season. At the beginning of 2018, the skater continued her winning streak and became the European champion. And then, as part of the Russian national team, 15-year-old Alina went to the Olympic Games in Pyeongchang. There, Zagitova won a silver medal in the team tournament and also won the individual competition in a bitter struggle with Evgenia Medvedeva. Alina failed to end the season on a positive note. At the World Championships in Milan, Zagitova became only 5th. The figure skater's severe fatigue after her first senior season affected her. Nevertheless, the athlete did not plan to end her career and entered the 2018 and 2019 seasons. After winning the Olympic Games, Alina went through puberty. The skater could no longer perform at the same level. In addition, the younger rivals demonstrated the most complex elements of ultra psi, which were not in Zagitova's arsenal. As a result, in conditions of heavy competition, Alina took 5th place in the Russian Championship, which allowed her to get a ticket to the European and World Championships. After a not very successful performance at the European Championships in Minsk, Zagitova became the world champion in Saitama, and this was a very significant achievement in the figure skating career. Having won gold at the World Championships, Alina became only the 2nd athlete in the history of world figure skating, after the Korean Kim Yong-ah, who managed to win all kinds of titles, and the 1st in the history of Russia. After her triumph at the World Championship, Zagitova continued her performances in the 2019-2020 season. However, her results were significantly lower than the previous ones. Alina won silver and bronze at the Grand Prix stages and took last place in the Grand Prix final. This tournament was the last in the figure skater's career at the moment. In December 2019, Zagitova announced on Channel 1 that she was suspending her career. Alina did not give specific reasons for her decision, but noted that she does not yet plan to participate in competitions.
I'm not going anywhere, but I'm not participating in the Russian Championship in Krasnoyarsk. Accordingly, without selection, I do not apply for either the European Championship or the World Championship because I have always been selected on the basis of sportsmanship. In the upcoming season, I will not be at these tournaments, but I will participate in many shows. I will remain on the ice, and I will also train. I think this is even good because I will look for myself, learn new elements, jump approaches. I stay with the coaches with whom we have come a long way. I am very grateful to them and the Figure Skating Federation, all the fans, and my family. We did it all together.
In 2020, Alina refused the test screenings and explained that she is now much more interested in trying herself as the host of Ice Age.
I decided not to participate in the test screenings because at the moment, I am very interested in trying myself in a new role as the presenter of Ice Age.
After Zagitova's victory at the Olympic Games, whose confrontation with second-place Evgenia Medvedeva was especially spectacular, the world of figure skating literally split into 2 parts. One half supported Alina, and the other half supported her older rival. After Medvedeva's transition from Idari Tutberidze to Brian Orser, it became known that after the defeat at the Olympics, Evgenia told the coach, "Couldn't you keep Zagitova for another year in the juniors?" This provoked rumors about a possible conflict between the 2 skaters. The athletes themselves refused to answer questions about each other. But there was no other evidence that Medvedeva and Zagitova were somehow in conflict with each other. On the contrary, there were completely different moments that demonstrated the lack of tension between the skaters. In 2020, after the decision to suspend her career, Zagitova became a full-time student at the Institute of Public Service and Management. A year later, Alina also entered the University of Physical Culture, Sports, Youth, and Tourism as a part-time undergraduate student on a paid basis. The Olympic champion motivated her choice primarily by her interest in the profession of journalist. Zagitova also envisions a coaching career for herself in the future. That's why the figure skater went to get an appropriate education. The figure skater has already managed to put her skills into practice. Alina was the host of the Ice Age project for 2 seasons, paired with Alexei Yagudin and in tandem with Anna Shcherbakova. Zagitova also worked as a correspondent for Channel 1 in Beijing during the 2022 Olympic Games. Alina is also often invited to speak at various forums and other events. Zagitova also worked as a presenter at figure skating tournaments and test skates of the Russian national team. The athlete starred for the covers of such glossy publications as Cosmopolitan Russia, Voice, and Tatler. Now, Alina is involved in media, makes TikTok, runs a Telegram channel, and is going to build her own school. So, this was the story of one of the best figure skaters in Russia and the world. I hope you liked it. Subscribe, like, and write in the comments who else you want to see.